Hello everyone, Creative Venus here, and today we will learn this beautiful display isometric design, and it's a technology graphic, and I have taken inspiration from a graphic card. So let's learn. The first step is creating a gradient background. So this is the setting you have to remember. We have two gradient stops, so you can pause the video and create a background, and next is this graphic that we have to create. So these are all the components in this graphic, and we will create one by one all of these components, and all these together make this technology isometric graphic. So let's start with this shape. So this is also a rectangle, but the top edges are slanted, so you can insert this and then fill the white color and remove the outline. And now we have to rotate it. So once it is placed at the corner, so this is the left side of this isometric design. Now let's create a base for it. And for that you need to insert this rectangular shape. So you can adjust the height and width, and it should match with the shape that we have designed earlier, the white one. Now send it to back. Its height should match with the width of this white shape. And with the help of keyboard arrow keys, you can move this left and right to adjust it, and you can always zoom in on the slide to get a better look. And then you can duplicate this white shape and paste it at the end of this dark base rectangle. Now duplicate this base, and we will create it the top portion of this graphic. And as you can see, the width of this rectangle needs to be reduced, so you need to match it with the edges of this shape. So here it's a bit tricky. You need to kind of move it with the help of your arrow keys, and once it is set, again duplicate the base and change its orientation like this. And now let's change the color, reduce the height, and place it. Slightly reduce the height so that it matches with the edges. Now we have to fill this slanted portion of the diagram. For that you need to insert this shape and adjust its width and change its rotation to the isometric form like this, and we have to flip it horizontally before placing it. And here you need to adjust it to fill this gap, and for that you can use your keyboard arrow keys and adjust the height and width, remove the outline, and then you can move this yellow circle to change the angle. So you have to keep on adjusting these three items: height, width, and this yellow circle to change the angle. Once it is done, fill the gradient color on the side, and it's always good to follow a color scheme which is in the background. So we are using the background theme on the sides, and slightly change the colors in terms of lightness and darkness. And again follow the background color scheme and fill the color on this slanting portion. So here you can fill the gradient color on the top part as well. I was trying to fill it with the help of Format Painter, but it also changes the angle, so don't do the Format Painter thing here. So this is the easy part. Here you can adjust the colors. I'm just adjusting the background here as well, so that this shape gets more visibility. And I think it looks much better, and now it is visible on the background. We have made the background more darker. Just keep on changing the colors, moving the sliders until you get the satisfactory result. So finishing will take a lot of your time to keep the things perfect and make sure everything looks good. Now again duplicate this top portion, reduce the height and width and place it here. Fill the gradient color, and we will fill this vibrant blue on the gradient stops. And now take the face, this left side of the shape, and reduce the height and width and place it here. So this is the placeholder for the connectors. So this is basically a technology concept, and I have taken inspiration from the graphic card, and this looks like a graphic card but more of a concept. You don't have to follow the color scheme that I am following. Just try to create your own color scheme. Duplicate this top part and reduce the height. Fill white color. I think gradient will look much better here, but let's first try with the white. Duplicate it and place one here. And with the help of keyboard arrow keys, you can move it up, down, left and right. It is still not looking perfect. Let's create a pattern to be placed on the left side, a technology pattern. So we have inserted this small line and filled a gradient color, and the gradient type is path. And on the second gradient stop, fill white color and increase the transparency to 100%. Now keep on pressing Ctrl D. It will duplicate the lines and then align to center and middle. Again align to middle and distribute horizontally, and do not align to center, otherwise all will be merged into a one line. Now duplicate it and rotate it vertically, ungroup and remove the extra lines we don't need here, and this is the kind of grid pattern that we wanted to create. So this grid is ready. Just align middle and select group, and then first duplicate it so that we have a backup in case anything needs to be changed, and then change its orientation and place it here. So this looks really cool, and such patterns are always useful in showcasing the technology. Now ungroup this grid here, and we want to place one on the sides. So the length of the side is almost 2.5 times of this, of the face side, or the side on the left. So in order to increase its width, you can duplicate the vertical lines and arrange them from left to right. Once everything is arranged, select all these lines, align middle and distribute horizontally. And now select these horizontal lines, increase the width to match with the grouped lines that we have placed. Align middle, align center, and this is the end result. Group and then change the orientation, reduce the size and select it, and you can place it on the side. And now you can reduce the width to match it with the shape. Now duplicate this slanted side and reduce the height and width as well so that it matches with the background, and adjust the gradients here to be more vibrant and should be visible on this slanted base. So we have filled the path type gradient, and you can place it here. I'm still thinking what else can be done here. I think this looks fine, but on this left side, slightly increase the transparency so that it blends well with the background. Now let's create a base. Duplicate this top portion, increase the height and width and send to background, and fill a dark solid color. It can be black or dark blue. Increase the transparency, or you can fill a gradient color. Both are fine. And you can always add a glow if you're using a technology specific isometrics, and use this vibrant blue color, and you can see here it looks really cool. Increase the transparency, add solid line on this left shape, the face of this diagram. Slightly increase the transparency. Transparency helps in making it look much realistic. And now you can do some fine tuning, adding the line if you want, change the gradient, change the cap type to round. So it's totally up to you. Now let's change the gradient color on these two lines here. This looks really cool, and follow the same on the second line. Now we need to create the cooling fans. For that you need to insert this circle. So this is the last step. We need to create the fans and increase the outline, duplicate the circle and reduce the height and width and place it at the center. Now we need to create its fan, and let's use this shape, flowchart shape, and place it here and send to back, and remove the fill of the circle so that this shape is visible. Let's pick a vibrant fill. I think radial gradient looks much better so that it gives a depth to this shape. And on the first gradient stop, use dark color. On the second, use vibrant blue. Fill a solid color here, increase the transparency, and now duplicate this shape and rotate it by 45 degrees and increase the transparency, and now it looks like a fan. And you can increase the width of this outer circle for the line, the outline. And send the circles at the center to back so that this smaller circle can be selected. We can change its outline to dark blue or dark gray color. Let's duplicate it first so that we can have a backup, and let's place it here and let's see how it looks. I think we should do one more thing here before placing it. As the lines were not visible, we need to send it to back, this shape, and reduce the transparency. Now select this shape and reduce the transparency. And fill black color on this center circle. And now it looks much better. And you can adjust this gradient stops to create this beautiful depth at the center. And now insert this circle so it gives a look of a moving fan. A fan is rotating. Now group it together. The last thing, increase the line size of one of this shape. And we have also changed the outline of this fan, and now change its rotation. First, group all the elements together, press Ctrl plus G, duplicate, and then rotate it. and place it here. You can always zoom in on the slide. Go to selection pane. We want to add some depth here. Now select this center circle and increase the depth, and you can see the output. This gives a 3D look to this fan. Similarly, select this outer circle and add some depth, and you can always change the material and the lighting if you want, and this makes it more like a 3D element. Now insert this rectangular shape and draw a custom shape, or you can insert a triangle to remove this triangular part from this rectangle like this. Bring this fan to the front and match the width of this shape with the fan, and now fill a gradient color from top to bottom. On both the gradient tops, fill this vibrant blue color, and for the top gradient, increase the transparency to 100% and move the slider to like 40%. Now select both the shape and this fan and group together and duplicate. So on this graphic card we have these 3 fans. So place all these 3 fans on this graphic card, align horizontally, and you can always zoom in to make sure these are aligned properly, and you can use arrow keys on your mouse. So I have further reduced the transparency on this top portion, and now it looks more realistic and more beautiful. So this is the end of this beautiful business isometric design, and this is the shape that we have created, and you can then duplicate it and create some base, add some glow, add some text on the left, and you can do lots of things here. So I hope you will like this design. Please subscribe to our channel, join the membership, hit like and share, and we will see you guys in our next video. Till then, bye bye.